All right, hello, third, fourth, and fifth period. So this is lesson 14.1, and it is called Explore Statistical Data Collections. So we are going to look at the objective. So students will be able to identify statistical questions, describe the nature of attributes under investigation, and report the number of observations. All right, so the Spark Your Learning. It says Rani measured the height of seedling she is growing. The heights are 3/4, 7/8, 1/2, 3/4, 5/8, 3/4, 7/8, 5/8, 1/2, 3/4, 1/2, and 1/2. How can she organize the information to present it to her science class? So there's one way you could do that. You could take all that information and you could put it in order from least to greatest using a number line. So since we know that the denominator is going to have to be 8, so we can create that based on 8. So 0, 8, 1, 8, 2, 8, 3, 8, 4, 8, 5, 8, 6, 8, 7, 8, and 8, 8. So we have nothing over that. All right, and then we're just going to put little marks. So 3/4 would actually be 6/8. So we're going to put that there, and I'm going to mark them off as I use them. 7/8. 1/2 would be 4/8. 3/4 would be 6/8 again. 5/8. 3/4 would be 6/8. 7/8 is just 7/8. 5/8. Hey, Rebecca, thanks for logging in, but I'm taping them, and so you're more than welcome to stay on. You can watch the video later, okay? Then I need you to mute your speaker.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, so 5/8. Okay, 1/2 would actually be 4/8. And 3/4 would be 6/8. 1/2 would be 4/8. And 1/2 again would be 4/8. So we should have 4, 2, 4, and 2. Okay. All right, so the other thing you could do is you could create a table. Okay, so if we created the table based on this information, I could label this as seedling and the height. Rebecca, you can see the paper, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so then this would be A,
Yep.
B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, and extend it would be L. All right, so you could do that, and then you could just write your height, which would be 3/4, 7/8, 1/2, 3/4, 5/8, 3/4, 7/8, 5/8, 1/2, 3/4, 1/2, and 1/2. So that would be the way that she could do the data to present it to the class. So either one of those methods would be okay. So this is called a line plot, and this one is just basically a table of information. Okay. All right, so let's move to the build for understanding, and let's look at our vocabulary. So our vocabulary is data is a set of information collected about people or things, often to draw conclusions about them. A statistical question is a question that has many different or variable answers. Okay. All right, so when you measure the heights of your classmates, you are collecting data. What are the heights of my classmates is a statistical question because we're going to get multiple answers. Because height usually varies within a group of people. The data set will have multiple values such as 54 inches, 48 inches, 51 inches, and so on. Statistical questions require multiple measurements in order to describe data sets that can be both numerical and non-numerical quantities. What is Zoe's height? Is not a statistical question because it asks for only one piece of information. It's only asking for Zoe. So we need multiple answers. A data set will only have a single value such as 54. So read the question shown. How many hours do 6th grade students typically spend on homework each week? Could this question yield a variety of different answers? Yes, because we would get a bunch of different answers. So if we were to survey your class and say, how many hours do you spend? We would get multiple different answers. So yes, because we would get multiple different answers. All right, so is this a statistical question? So once again, it's kind of asking us the same thing. So we're just going to put yes, and then I'm going to put that arrow there because we know how this book likes to repeat questions over and over again. So same answer. All right, what about number 2? How many siblings does Dion have? So once again, it's only asking Dion. So could this question yield a variety of different answers? No. We're only asking Dion, and Dion only maybe have 5 or 6. Okay, so no, and this should have actually been a capital D. All right, so is it a statistical question? No. And the reason is does not yield multiple answers. All right, so is this question, how much does it explain? If it's not a statistical question, how can you change it to make it statistical? So we are asking only Alvin, so not statistical. How could we change it? Could ask how many students in Alvin's class have a cat? Or we could actually list names, or how many cats in Alvin's class, what do they weigh? That would be a statistical question because we would yield multiple answers. Okay, all right. So that is not it. I thought it was it. All right, so we still have some more. So number 3. One way to describe a set of data is by stating the number of observations or measurements that were made. Another method of describing data is to list the attributes or characteristics that were measured, such as color or length. The table shows the results for some female runners in a semifinal heat of the 100-meter hurdles at the 2016 Summer Olympics. What attribute is being measured by the data in the table? So it's time to run hurdles. That's what we're measuring. Okay, what is the unit of measure? So we're measuring it in seconds. To what fraction of a second are the results given? Well, you can see that it's tenths, hundredths. And how do you think the data was measured? Well, I would say stopwatch, or maybe just a regular watch, something like that would be. How many runners are represented in the table? Well, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 are represented in the table. How many observations or measurements were made? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 observations, 5 measurements. All right, so that is kind of it for the lesson. So what I would like you to do is pause the video if you're actually watching the video, and work the check for understanding out. You will find these documents in Focus, and you will find them uploaded into your Teams page in a few minutes.
I'm late.
So pause the video, and then I will come back and give you the answers. All right. Thank you for working those out ahead of time. So let's check them. Is the following question a statistical question? Explain. Didn't it rain more in Miami or Orlando last month? So not statistical. I'm going to abbreviate it because my answer is either going to be Miami or Orlando. That's why. So only get one. That's it. All right. The table shows the masses of students' pets. So how many observations were made? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 observations. What attribute is being measured? Well, we're looking at what? Masses of students. All right. What is the unit of measurement for the data? Well, we are measuring it in what? Kilograms. Okay, so that is the check for understanding. And that is it for the lesson. So once again, I will upload the notes that we just did into Focus as well as Teams. So you have both sets. The lesson has already been assigned to you, so you can complete the on your own and the homework into math, or you are more than welcome to download the documents, do them on paper, take a picture of it, and upload it back into Focus. All right, so have a good day. If you have any questions, we will talk about those questions tomorrow morning in the live lesson.